let's talk about how to be reassuringly expensive. And a lot of people think that has to do with image quality, video quality, but that's a portion of it, just not a lot. If this is your first time on this channel is simply about turning your passion into profit. And that's what we talk about here on this channel, how to turn what you love to do into something that pays your bills and you can make a living off of, even as a side hustle or a full business. That is what this channel is all about. When you want to be reassuringly expensive, a lot of people think it has to do with, a lot of gear and things like that. It doesn't. I'm gonna tell you one major thing you can do to help clients feel comfortable with spending money with you. You want to make sure that you can walk the client through what's going to happen. The client wants to be in a place that's predictable. The client wants to feel like they are working with an expert, and having a game plan on what's going to take place throughout that sales process will make them understand why you're so expensive. And I tell people all the time, I'm usually pushing this in the proposal stage. I usually deliver a proposal with a plan. It's not just pay me and we're going to do your video and you're going to get it. You can walk the client through the process of what's going to happen. That's one. And you want them to feel like you've done this 1,000 times. You don't want a doctor that's nervous or a doctor that's like, we're going to try to do the surgery. You may be able to use your leg again. You don't want that. You want somebody that's going to say, hey, we do these 6 times a day. This is what's going to happen. We're going to do this. We're going to walk you through that. We're going to do that. So you want to have the plan and the confidence to sound like you know what you're doing, and you can thoroughly explain the end result. So everything, you want to be able to sit them down and talk them through everything, from how to upload the video, what to name it, things like that. You want to have that whole plan in place during your proposal area, not late. Don't talk about this before you talk about money or later. You want to have this up front, right? You don't want to say, pay me and we'll figure it out. Nobody who's spending a significant amount of money wants to ever do that. They want to know what they're getting before they pull their wallet out. So you want to make sure you explain the process and the procedures with the client. So that's a part of it. Number 2 is uniform, vehicle, clothing. It's extremely important that you are in uniform. And when I say uniform, I don't mean matching shirts. I mean a shirt with your branded logo on it. If somebody got a hat, it better have your logo on it. Everything down to the shoes almost. Again, when you work with UPS, they you don't question them about price, and they show value in their uniform. UPS do not have to deliver in a uniform that you're accustomed to. However, they do it because it makes people feel comfortable when they see the guy in brown. They chose brown for a reason. One is it probably don't get too dirty when they rub up against boxes all day. But the second is, you know who that person is the moment you see them. And those guys being UPS socks, they be down from the visor to the socks. You know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you're doing it. If you have a vehicle, that helps. You want to make sure that you have all of that when you present or when you're presenting to a client. If you don't have it, put a magnet on the side of your car. Get uniforms. You can start somewhere before you get to wherever you're going, but you can start crawling before you walk. It's very important. Now, those are 2 things. Number 3 is expertise and understanding. That's why I tell you to pick a niche. If you're used to working with dentists, you know how to talk to a dentist. You know what dentists are looking for. You know how to help dentists go from one place to another. When dentists get you in front of them and you're speaking dentist lingo, they're more willing to work with you and they feel more comfortable spending money with you. Go get a tire and have somebody not talk to you about tires the right way. You'll be like, what? Go do anything. Go spend money anywhere you spend money and talk to somebody who don't know what they're talking about compared to somebody who do know what they're talking about. You're more willing to spend money with someone who do know what they're talking about. If you get a mechanic that says, yeah, I know you're here just to replace, outer tie rods, but I really think that you should replace your inner tie rods. And here is why. Let me show you this on the wheel as to where your inner tie rods are going out. And then you should get a wheel alignment immediately. You're more open to doing that rather than getting somebody who you go and say, hey, I need outer tie rods. And they're like, okay, here's some outer tie rods, peace. Or they like, well, maybe you should, You might want to check the oil. You're not going to listen to them. If they know what they're talking about and they can be detailed and they can speak in a language which you understand, you'll be more open to spending money with them. You don't mind, because a lot of people don't mind what it costs more than you think. They just want it done right. And everything you can do to assure them that it's going to be done right, they'll feel more comfortable with spending money with you. So a lot of those things go into the pot when you're trying to be reassuringly expensive. You got to make sure you have all of those things down well. And it's difficult to do if one of your niches is dog grooming and the other is real estate. You're going to have a hard time jumping back and forth in those worlds, or building a brand that fully stands on being the best in that particular niche. I'm not saying it can't be done, but Walmart does everything. They're not really good at nothing, right? They don't have all the best tools. They don't have all the best TVs. They just got a little bit of everything. And it works for Walmart because Walmart doesn't try to be expensive. Walmart tries to be cheap. Price shoppers go to Walmart, right? And a lot of times Walmart stuff isn't even the cheapest anymore. They just know they attract lazy price shoppers that's not going to shop it. That's not going to check the price anywhere else, right? So once they get you in the door and convince you that it's cheap, you stop checking the prices on most stuff and you just buy it. So it's something to think about as you build the brand. You want to be that one paint store that's on the corner that has knowledgeable sales reps and a ton of different type of paints. That you're going to spend a little more for, but you're going to have the information that you need to make a sound decision. I went through that recently with my truck and just trying to customize it. I had to go to a place that was a 4x4 place and say, hey, what are the best shocks? Because Mighty Key and all those guys aren't going to tell you, hey, I'm looking for something that does more of this, and not just a replacement shock or strut. It was a little more expensive. However, I got what I needed, and I don't mind spending the money because I want it done right. If you learned anything from this video, I'm going to ask that you hit that like button, that thumbs up. I thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good night. Be safe. And with that being said, I'm out.